Good evening, YouTube. I have been on Rumble. I've done a couple on Rumble, but it takes so long to upload onto Rumble, and I have one subscriber, so I will carry on uploading there. But I thought I better still post here because it's hard when you want to move to another platform because people don't want to move. They don't want to log in. That's too much hassle creating an account somewhere else. Anyway. I watched a video today, Diary of a CEO, and it was this man, I can't even remember what his name was, and he was talking about how heart disease is higher than it ever has been and how people are just not well. And he was talking about how the abundance that we live in is not helping because, we have a system inbuilt in us called, everyone knows about it. It's called flight and fight, right? So, and it's there as a system to help you survive because you either fight or you run. Flight, right? So in nature, that would make sense. So if you're in nature, you're somewhere all subdued, quiet, sitting, doing whatever you're doing, and you hear a loud bang, you're like this, you're instantly on the alert, aren't you? Because what is that? It's a warning. We live in towns that make excessive noise all the time, and there's lots of excessive loud noise all the time. And although you don't actively realise, that stresses you and activates those simple systems. And it's like, everyone gets addicted to stuff, but it's inbuilt into our old brain in the sense of like, so say on day A you went out and looked for some food and you didn't find any because, there was times where that was the only thing you'd done each day. It was like survival. You need food and water, somewhere nice to sleep that's safe. Day A, you went there and the first place you normally go to and there was no food. The second place you went to, there was no food. But the third place, there was food. It's almost like a chance, like like the gambling sort of thing. You take the chance, take the risk. Because some days you have loads of food and some days you have none. And it's inbuilt in us in order to survive, because otherwise you wouldn't... There has to be some kind of consistency and some kind of regular... Otherwise, Christ, how would we get to where we are now? How the hell did we live in caves with no clothes? Life was hard. The average human being walks 20,000 steps a day. The average human being now walks 5,000 if they're lucky. I try and do 15,000 a day, 10 to 15,000 a day. And when I was a delivery person, it was 30,000 a day. Of course, I worked in the front office for a few years, for about the last 6-7 years, and I used to average 15 to 18,000 a day. And then that's changed. I now work on the top floor, and instead of climbing 5 flights of stairs a day, I can't climb anywhere between about 25 and 45, depending on what day it is. And I walk usually about 10 to 15,000 steps. Now, for today, for argument's sake, I was really busy. I had a lot on. I'd only done 6,551 steps, I think it was, when I last looked. I'm actually recording with that, so I can't double check. And I think 22 flights of stairs. So I'm under. But the only positive thing about today is I've done a 2-hour gym workout, because I do that 4 times a week. But everyone knows moderation is kind of key, but no one can do things to moderation because it's just like, we live in an excessive world, don't we? People are... It's not hard. It's almost like there's no motivation to do new things. There's no, people can't even walk. They have to get on an electric scooter. I understand if you've got to walk 5 miles every day. You could cycle it. It's like, but it saves time. Everything's so fast moving, and so, everything's given to you on a plate. You go into a supermarket and every bit of food that you could think of sitting on the shelf. It's highly processed. You take like, right, if I get, like, I have to get it, because if I get a piece of fruit, and these are bananas, right? So if I get a piece of fruit, I could eat those 2 bananas and it wouldn't make me full, but I'd know I've eaten it. If I put those 2 bananas in a blender I could eat about 8 of them. I couldn't eat 8 bananas in a row. One, because of the fibre in them and the way that the body, you know, the water in them and all the other stuff. It kind of, it fills you up. It stops you from excessively eating, you know. We eat so much food. It's like, you know, as someone who goes to the gym, and now I take it quite seriously, where in the beginning it was just a lifestyle change. I've always lifted weights but never took it seriously. It was about 5 years ago I started taking it a bit more seriously. The first 2 years was just shedding the fat. And now I'm actively building muscle as a vegan 50 who's menopausal. So I must be doing something right, you know. So to me it's like, well, I didn't go on a diet to go to the gym. It wasn't, you know, I carried on eating the excessive food I was eating, but now I'm a little bit more thoughtful about what I put in my diet, I suppose. I still eat processed food, but anything that's processed is highly concentrated, if you like. It's not, it's been changed, and that makes other systems make us crave other things. So we all kind of, we eat excessively and stupid amounts of food, you know. And then emotionally, our emotions, there's a lot of things that emotionally traumatise us in the world and make us stressed and uneasy and all these different things, and they help to our flight fight, you know, the cortisol levels and all this extra stuff that can cause you to get sick. You know, we don't go outside anymore. You know, everyone's vitamin D deficient. Why? How are you vitamin D deficient? You know, I've gone on about, like, people go, yeah, well, you've got to wear suntan lotion because if you don't wear suntan lotion, you'll get skin cancer. Granted, if you've got no choice, you know, 5 days a week, you're working in direct sunlight as a lorry driver with your arm out the fucking window, you know, and yeah, this part of your head's exposed to fucking sun day in, day out. There's no way you can cover it or take shelter. Yeah. Suntan lotion was invented for skiers and people who were on top of mountains that had no choice. Because, you know, you can't, you've got to have part of your face out to see. You can't be in a balaclava for the entire, right? But ideally, you'd lay in the sun for the 20-30 minutes that your skin can take, because it's like being under a grill, in effect, right? And after you've grilled yourself enough, you come out of that and stand in the shade and cool down. But what we do instead is we put some oil on us, and then that will barrier the sun from getting to the level, but it'll act like oil in a frying pan, if you like, on our skin. And it means that we can stay outside for a bit longer. Why don't you just cover up and stay outside a bit longer? It's just, some of it's, you know, you get a blister on your skin because you've burnt it. You know, like when you burn your finger, you get a blister. When you get a ganglion here, it's because that joint's got too hot from friction. So your body puts water around it to protect it. You don't burst the ganglion, it's there to protect the joint. Your body's protecting it. It's like, oh, I've got backache. Ow, ow, I'll take a paracetamol. Why are you doing that? Why are you taking a paracetamol to mask a pain that your body's saying, don't do that? Listen to it. You don't mask it. I understand there's times and places for painkillers, but you don't just mask it and then carry on using the same joint. Oh, why does that hurt? Because you've broken it. Okay, so what we do, we take something that takes that pain away and then carry on using it. And then when the painkiller stops, oh, it really hurts. Yeah, because you broke it a bit more because you didn't listen to the first signalling that your body's inbuilt in to tell you it hurts, don't do that. What do you think that system's there for? There seems to be a lack of simple common sense and self-care. And simple little things. And I think sometimes people have other things in their life that they're far more focused on, be it lifestyle choices, be it addictions, be it trauma, be it an education, be it a job, that the normal simple little things, the survival things, you know, like we instantly go to pharma when we get sick, when all pharma comes from plants and herbs and fungi fungi, and you're like, you know, obviously there are exceptions to that where we've made different things, but they've all come from those things originally. And it makes you think to yourself, okay, there's some really good inventions and some really good ideas, but I think, you know, the constant scrolling in a digital, the amount of information you can get in a day. When I was younger, you had to go to the library and read a book. You didn't go, oh wow, just learnt so much. Systematic instruction, education is so much easier. You can learn so much stuff now by just literally. But how is that good for you? How is that good? You know, it's not. It's not. And then the social element of it, right? You know, oh, they liked that, they didn't like that. And we can all sit there and go, it don't bother me. Of course it bothers you, because you're almost waiting for a confirmation that it's good enough. It's like almost like a peer pressure. That's what, so, you know, because I've been on YouTube for a long time, I've got used to the dislike, the undislike button. And there's been times where it's got to me, and, you know, now social media, like, fucking hell, I'm on YouTube, right? I used to have 6,000 odd subscribers before corporate YouTube turned into complete fucking, right? And I'd get like 400, 500, 600 views on a video. I'm lucky if I get 30 views on a video. If I was really bothered about people not viewing it, I wouldn't have done it for the last however many years. Because you look back through my history, how many of my videos, how many views they've had. Because I know there's algorithms out there that are preventing truth and things to come out. Certain things, I am quite outspoken, so I know that there's going to be points to that. And also, if I've reached 20 people and 20 people have gone, she's got a point, that's good enough. Who wants to be famous? Why would you want to be famous? You might as well just lock yourself in a room. Why would you want that? Just don't know. But the human race seems to have got greedy, excessive, and addicted to everything it possibly can get its hands on. And I think it's got to the point now where it's close to extinction. Dare I say it, extinction. I just thought I'd pop in anyway, but that was my observation for today, that moderation's the key. And life being a little bit uncomfortable every now and then, because from that you learn new ideas. You know, sometimes you need to be negative in order to be constructive. Sometimes you need things that you deem not nice, or not a nice experience, in order to construct new ideas and keep you alive almost. Peace, love and light.